that I just partnered with to talk about doing an event for them as well.
And
So
you're
you're
not
saying
charging?
no?
Why? Because they're a nonprofit?
Yes.
No, nonprofits have money.
Well, and the one that I am partnering with is called My Sister's Keeper,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's only like one person that's on payroll,
So,
stuff, and so
girl,
I
but I knew that you were contemplating kind of changing your product focus too, right? You were shifting more towards table decorations and table setups
yes.
than the planning the entire event.
Yes. So I have gone back and forth in my brain with that. Um, I like doing both things. I don't know if maybe I was caught up in the season where we were having guests over and I was like making the table super pretty and just love doing that.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I do know that the money is probably on the event planning side because I'm still doing that it's I'm doing it for like the church and another nonprofit agency,
Mm-hmm.
and I just get juiced up when I start planning those things out and doing that. So I was like, for time's sake, I probably should focus on that and not maybe so much the table thing.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But
the table piece is a part of
yes,
the entire
yes,
event. And so it
yes,
sounds like you found an ideal client in nonprofits.
yes, mhm,
So planning nonprofit galas, nonprofit events,
yes.
like,
But I want to
like donor
take
events, stuff like that.
mhm, take that as a learning opportunity that will help the benefit of business where I'm actually earning money from doing it. So I don't want to just do nonprofit, but I do want to, have my own business where I'm doing my helping people plan their events.
Yeah, but that you said that you're planning events for nonprofits, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
that is that your ideal customer? Because they pay too.
I haven't asked them to pay. And maybe it's well now it is not on them, it's probably me. So I do it for the church, and I understand going into doing it with the church that it was not paying. So I'm okay with that. It's a lot of work, but I'm okay with that. And then there's another group that I just partnered with to talk about doing an event for them as well.
And
So
you're
you're
not
saying
charging?
no?
Why? Because they're a nonprofit?
Yes.
No, nonprofits have money.
Well, and the one that I am partnering with is called My Sister's Keeper,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's only like one person that's on payroll,
So,
stuff. And so
girl,
plus what they did for me in return is kind of like a payback thing, I guess. But
you can give a nonprofit a discount. You can do
okay,
nonprofit discounts. I speak okay. You cannot out of because you love one of the things that we struggle with as entrepreneurs especially is because our jobs are things that we happen to love to do. Because I don't know if you're anything like me. I was raised and I just had this conversation on a coaching call right before you about how, we were raised to believe a few things. And I don't know about you, but I was raised to believe first and foremost that the safe job is working somewhere for 30 years so that you can retire and collect a pension. That was the first thing. That was the only safety net, right? A
yes,
paying job that had good benefits. That was
hmm
the first thing. The second thing I was taught was to make good money where you work, you got to work a lot,
yeah,
right? So the number, my time, the number of hours I work in my head directly translates to how much money I should be earning. And then the third thing that I learned is if it feels good, it's not really work,
true.
right? So as an entrepreneur, you generally start businesses that come naturally to you. And you
hmm
generally choose to start businesses that you enjoy. So
hmm
the very fact that you're doing something that you enjoy, it will naturally, because of how we were raised,
hmm
translate into something that you shouldn't be charging for.
hmm
And so, perfect example. I've been a public speaker my entire life. I started public speaking when I was in seventh grade and was on the speech and debate team and competed at the regional level and the state level, went to nationals, came in third in the nation, was writing speeches for people. And so I have always done speaking and training, public speaking, motivational speaking, always. It
Hmm.
wasn't until I had an advisory board in my business, and we were going through my product and service strategy for the following year. What products I was going to be focused on, which ones I'm adding, which ones I'm taking away, what the profit margins were, blah, 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 blah.
Hmm.
And we started getting into, okay, so these are the products and services. What is your plan around marketing? And I said, oh, well, I'm going to continue to do my public speaking and, use it to, get myself out there and promote my services. And one of my advisory board members said, how come I don't see public speaking on here as a product or service? So I don't see it as a projected revenue stream. And I said, oh no, I mean it's not a revenue stream. I've always done it, and it's really a marketing strategy. I just do it for free.
Hmm.
And he said, is that because you like it? And I was like, I'm not sure. He's like, no, I want you to really think about why you're doing it for free, why you keep doing it for free. Obviously, you've done 10 or 12 speaking engagements, at least a speaking engagement a month, the
Hmm.
last 5 years.
Hmm.
And he said, I want you to do some research around how much the average public speaker charges for a workshop with your skill set, right? For your
Hmm.
experience, with your educational background, how much they would charge for a 3-hour workshop or a 1-hour motivational speech. And then I want you to add up all of those that you've done over the last 5 years and tell me how much money you've given up.
Hmm.
Man, Diane, after I did the math on that and realized that I had lost $289,000
Woo. Okay.
in speaking revenue,
Wow.
that was when I said to myself, girl, you have got to let this mindset go that because you're good at it, because you enjoy it, because you love it,
Mhm.
that you don't deserve to be paid for it. Loving things and enjoying things that you're naturally skilled at, things that just come to you so they don't feel like work, you should
Mhm.
also be paid for. Even if you're doing it for nonprofits. And I was always a nonprofit like lover person.
Mhm.
So I would speak for nonprofits all the time. Now I reduce my rate and then I still have them write a letter, invoice me for the full rate that I would charge, and then I donate
Mhm.
the remaining amount. Basically, I give them this portion. So if it's a $5,000 speaking engagement and they
Mhm.
only have $500, I will literally let them pay me what their budget is for a speaker, and then I will donate the other 4,500. But I'm still getting $500.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
So you can do the exact same thing. Just because you love what you're doing and it comes so naturally to you and you're good at it does not mean that you should not be getting paid for it. You cannot build a business as a volunteer.
Mhm. Correct. Correct. And like as I was using those as okay, get my name out there, get some experience out there. Um, but like, it's also a lot of work. So
It is.
how would you approach your church if you were me, knowing that when I went in there wasn't going to be any money, but I didn't realize it's a lot of
So, are you
work that
doing
they
all
wanted to
their
do.
events for free or is it just one?
So it's primarily free. So I'm over the outreach ministry.
Mhm.
So we have a book bag giveaway in the
Mhm.
late summer, and then we also do a harvest festival in the fall, and
Mhm.
then we do a Christmas event in
Okay.
December.
And you've done all 3 of those for free this year.
Yes,
So
yes.
next year, you're not going to do them for free. You're going to go to your pastor and say, "Oh, these events were awesome. Here's all the results. Did you love them?" And he's going to say, "Yes." And you're going to say, "Do you want to do them again in 2025?" And he's going to say, "Yes." And you're going to say, Awesome. So what I can do this year is still, if you would like for me to take the lead, I'd be happy to do so. And what I'll
Mm,
do is I will only charge the church half of what I would normally charge to oversee the implementation of these three critical events. Do you want me to get you a price on that?
okay.
Because this is my church and this is my ministry and I believe in it. You can
Mm,
even do, I would say 50%, you can even say 30% if you want to make yourself, if you want to slowly wean yourself into it. But
mm,
definitely, and any nonprofit, nonprofits don't mean that they are broke and poor. Nonprofits mean that they cannot use their
carry over.
profits
Mm,
for individual gain. So their board members and their executive director can't take that money as a gain. They have to put it back into programming. But nonprofits still make money. And nonprofits that have events usually get corporate sponsorships and people in order to pay for the event. So whether it's a grant or they're working with small businesses, they're getting donations, it's to pay for the event. If there's a venue that they're having the event at, they're not getting the venue for free. They
mm.
paying the venue, they're paying the caterer, they're paying everybody, including you.
And see, we have it at the church because our church is relatively fairly big. So we have all those events there. We have a full kitchen, so we have like a hospitality team that handles food part of it.
Hmm.
Um,
What
but
about
yeah,
the other nonprofit that you're planning something for?
they're probably different. So we're working on doing an event in March. So I believe that they're as far as be able to charge a fee, or I think that will be different because they've already talked about the different grants and donations and things that they get from outside companies. So I
Hmm.
think that to me, having that conversation with them will probably be a bit easier because I really haven't done anything with them like that,
Hmm.
like I have with the church before.
So I would definitely tell that your pastor as well that, in lieu of compensation for this year, if he wouldn't mind giving you some testimonials,
Hmm.
that you can use it as you build and grow your event planning business. Make sure that he understands that this is a business for you.
Okay.
That and in exchange for this year for doing the services for free, you would like for him to give you some testimonials so that you can use it in your future marketing for different events.
No
Nice.
question way. So anyway, but I,
Absolutely.
I do appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, honey. You have a great weekend.
All
All right.
right. Thank you so much. Talk to you
All
later.
right. Bye bye.
Bye.
You an entrepreneur.